When Donald Trump secured a second term as president in 2024, it wasn't just the political world that was shaken. A number of celebrities who had previously vowed to leave the United States if Trump ever made a comeback decided it was time to pack their bags and head across the pond. For some, this move was long overdue, and for others, the final straw came in the form of the 2024 election results. So, who are these stars that decided to flee to the UK? And what led to their dramatic decisions? Number 7. Ellen DeGeneres, the talk show host who walked her talk. Ellen DeGeneres had been vocal about her frustrations with U.S. politics for years, but the 2024 election was the tipping point. In November 2024, DeGeneres and her wife, Portia de Rossi, made their move to the UK, putting their sprawling Montecito estate up for sale. The couple had been eyeing properties in the English countryside for some time, but Kamala Harris's defeat in the election solidified their decision. According to sources close to the couple, the result was a huge disappointment, and they were very disillusioned by the political climate. With their bags packed and a new $18 million farmhouse in the Cotswolds, just 90 miles north of London, DeGeneres and de Rossi seemed ready to embrace the quiet charm of rural England. And as for America? Well, sources reportedly told The Wrap that Ellen's departure was permanent, and she's never coming back. Who can blame her? Number 6. Sophie Turner. From Game of Thrones to the English countryside. Sophie Turner, known for her role as Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones, made a similar move. After years of living in Los Angeles, Turner decided that the political landscape in the U.S. was no longer a place she could raise her family. The tipping point? The election of Donald Trump in 2016 and the rise of far-right ideologies in the years that followed. In 2024, she made her way back to the UK, but not without feeling disillusioned about the political situation in her adopted home country. Turner, now a mother of 2, had initially moved to Los Angeles in 2019, following her marriage to Joe Jonas. But after the birth of her daughters, her views on the U.S. became more complicated. After the Uvalde school shooting, I knew it was time to get the hell out of there, Turner told Harper's Bazaar UK. The political tension, rising gun violence, and the overturning of Roe v. Wade were just too much. It was like everything piled on at once, she said, so she packed up and headed to England, where she could focus on her family in a much quieter and more peaceful environment. Number 5. Minnie Driver, saying goodbye to the Golden State. Minnie Driver, the British actress who had spent much of her life in Los Angeles, also made the move to the UK in 2024. She had been a longtime resident of California, but with the rise of Trumpism and the increasing polarization of American politics, living in the US became increasingly difficult. Living in California, you're somewhat insulated, Driver explained. But do you want to go and live in a bubble? For Driver, it wasn't just about Trump's presidency, it was the support for his ideologies that made staying in the U.S. untenable. Driver pointed out that there were 70 million Americans who supported Trump, and in her eyes, that was a reflection of a deeper problem in the U.S. They weren't created by him. He's just a symptom, she said, referring to the rise of racially charged attitudes and the dismantling of environmental protections. So in 2024, she made the choice to leave the bubble behind and return to her roots in the UK. It's no wonder the actress who's been outspoken about her beliefs felt more comfortable in her home country. Number 4. America Ferrera, a family-focused move to London. Another prominent name to join the exodus was America Ferrera, known for her role in Ugly Betty. Ferrera made the decision to leave the US and settle in London in 2024. The tipping point for Ferrera came with Trump's re-election and the sense that the US was no longer a good place to raise a family. With 2 children and a husband, Ryan Pierce Williams, Ferrera decided that a change of scenery was necessary. A source close to the family shared that Ferrera was devastated by the election results, and America is sick that Donald Trump is president again. Ferrera's move to London wasn't just a political one, it was about her children's future. The actress was spotted visiting a private school in southwest London, which is known for being popular among the celebrity crowd. According to the source, Ferrera was very happy with what she saw and felt that it would be a great environment for her kids to grow up in. It seems that for Ferrera, the UK offered a fresh start, away from the political chaos of the US. Number 3. Lena Dunham, a slow but steady exit. Lena Dunham, the creator of Girls, also followed through on her promise to leave the US after Trump's election in 2016. While she didn't immediately leave, the election deeply affected her mental health, and over time, she slowly made her way out of the country. Dunham eventually settled in London, where her husband Louis Felber is from. The move was part of a gradual process. Lena had openly shared that the intense political atmosphere in the U.S. during and after the election took a significant toll on her mental health. Dunham had been very vocal about how the election impacted her, even blaming Trump for her weight loss in 2017. She told Howard Stern that she experienced a deep sense of soul-crushing pain and devastation, and that it led to her losing weight. Everyone's been asking what have you been doing? And I'm try soul-crushing pain and devastation and hopelessness, and you too will lose weight, she joked, but it was clear that the political climate in the US had taken a toll on her health. The decision to move to London wasn't just an escape, it was a chance for Dunham to reclaim her mental well-being and to settle somewhere she felt more in alignment with her values. While living abroad, she found solace in the city's more progressive political environment, allowing her to rediscover a sense of peace and focus on her creative endeavors. For Dunham, the decision to move was less about geography and more about reclaiming herself in a world that felt increasingly divisive and overwhelming. Number 2. Chrissy Teigen. From political activism to a new life in the UK. Chrissy Teigen, known for her bold political stances, made the decision to leave the US following Trump's 2024 re-election. Frustrated by the polarized political climate, she chose London as a haven where she could continue her advocacy while raising her family away from the turmoil of American politics. Teigen's move was seen by many as a powerful statement against the political divide in the U.S., showcasing her dissatisfaction with the direction the country was headed under the new administration. London, with its more progressive policies and less vitriolic political discourse, seemed like the perfect place for her to focus on her activism in a more supportive environment. Despite the change in scenery, Teigen remains vocal on key issues, continuing her activism through social media and public appearances. From championing women's rights to raising awareness for causes she believes in, she has managed to keep her platform strong while building a life for her family across the pond. While some criticized her decision to leave, others saw it as a necessary escape to protect her family from the emotional strain of the political landscape. Teigen's move has sparked a larger conversation about whether celebrities who speak out should be expected to stay and fight, or if relocating can be a valid form of self-preservation. Whatever the case, her influence remains as strong as ever, showing that distance doesn't lessen her commitment to change. Number 1. John Legend, a Grammy-winning advocate seeking peace abroad. John Legend, a powerful voice for social justice and equality, followed his wife's lead after the 2024 election, realizing that the U.S. no longer aligned with his progressive values. Moving to London provided him a fresh start, allowing him to focus on global issues and his activism in a more supportive environment. Legend, who has long been vocal about racial justice and equality, found that living in a country with more progressive policies provided him with an opportunity to continue advocating for change without the overwhelming polarization in the U.S. His decision was fueled by the desire to contribute to a world that values human rights and peace. In London, he has found new opportunities to collaborate with like-minded activists and organizations, amplifying his impact on a global scale. Legend's work as a musician and advocate goes hand in hand with his desire to influence change, and his move to London has allowed him to broaden his horizons and strengthen his efforts internationally. As a father and husband, he's also found a new sense of peace, raising his family in an environment that feels more aligned with his personal and professional values. His journey reflects not only his personal growth, but also his commitment to fighting for a better future for all, showing that activism doesn't have borders. The decision to relocate has not dampened his passion for change, but rather fueled it in new ways, with Legend taking his advocacy to even larger stages, both musically and socially. And there you have it, celebrities trading the chaos of American politics for the calm of the UK. Who knew the British countryside was the ultimate celebrity retreat? If you enjoyed this wild ride of political drama and celebrity exodus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more juicy stories. See you in the next video.